great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 605 of the Immigration Answer Show. How's everybody doing? I'll be here for the next hour or so trying to answer all of your immigration law-related questions. Today we're going live in TikTok and in YouTube. So welcome everybody on TikTok watching over there. If you want to ask me a question, you should be able to leave it as a comment, or we'll try to put the link from the StreamYard feed so that you can come in and ask me a question face to face. Don't think we'll be able to do on-camera questions on TikTok just yet, but we're just working our way through this. We haven't done a TikTok live in a while, but we're going to be live on YouTube, live on TikTok for the next hour, trying to answer immigration law-related questions. Hopefully you guys can hear the questions from over there, and hopefully we'll figure out a way for Hina to feed me the questions over here. We'll see if it works. Who knows? How's everybody doing? What's going on in your neck of the woods? How's your week going so far? It sounds like the Donald Trump trial is coming to a close. The defense rested without calling the former president for testimony. He's got a big mouth when he's outside the courtroom. Of course, every defendant has the right not to take the stand, but I'm sure the lawyers fought hard to convince Mr. Trump not to take the stand because he would have been his own worst enemy. What does that have to do with immigration? Well, of course, if Donald Trump gets elected president again, when it comes to immigration, legal immigration is going to grind to a halt. They're going to take all the money that they have from USCIS and move it into enforcement, and they're going to slow down all types of legal immigration to the United States. So with that being said, I want to welcome everybody to the show. The waiting room is getting full and the comments are flowing. I'm just going to say hi to everybody all at once. I'm not going to go through individually, although I will say that I hope my friend Donna had a nice birthday on Sunday. All right, everybody. Yeah, it looks like the waiting room is just about full. Let's go ahead and talk to life coach Dwinina. Life coach, are you there? Hello.
I-30 and I-31.
Hello? Go ahead.
30 and I-31.
Your camera keeps busting out.
Oh, hi. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, I married in August 2021, and I filed the I-130 and the I-130A. Because he's out of the country, I thought I could not file the I-485. So I want to know, should I file that as well as the I-693 and the I-864 now?
No, all those are for if he was inside the United States. So you
Okay.
filed it correctly.
Oh, okay. So I just have to wait.
That's right. When was your receipt date?
It was June 30th, 2023.
June 30th, 2023. So probably be another 3 or 4 months before USCIS approves it. Then you get sent to the National Visa Center and you go all the way through that process with the State Department. But you didn't need to file, and you shouldn't have filed the 485 or any of those other forms.
Okay, and I didn't. Okay.
Great. You're in good shape.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the call. All right. So that was our first call. That was an easy one. Vishnu's here. Vishnu, have you shared your good news with everybody? I know you shared it with me, but I don't know if you've shared it with everybody else. Donna will be happy for you. Munzir's here. Hello, Munzir.
How's it going, Jim?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for taking me on today. It's my first time on the show. You're a true American hero.
Awesome. Thanks.
Awesome. So I got selected for the 2025 Diversity Visa Lottery. So
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I cannot celebrate that just yet. I'll tell you why. And I'm sure you'll be able to shed some light on this. So I'm a Canadian citizen, but I was born in Syria. And I reside in Canada currently. So my interview is going to be scheduled in Montreal.
Great.
I don't have any criminal record, no military service, single, university student. So everything is on the up and up. I got my documents ready. Everything is perfect. I've had two B1, B2 visas under my Syrian citizenship. So I traveled as a Syrian to the States many times. And even when I naturalized last year as a Canadian, I also traveled to the States many, many times. Zero
Okay.
issues. I even got my Nexus card, which is like the trusted travel program, like global entry, but for Canadians.
Yep.
No issues there. So on paper, everything seems to be okay. But the problem is, it didn't take much time to figure out that the consulate in Montreal is very keen on handing out what's called the DS 5535.
Oh yeah, they are.
And it seems to me that even they hand it out to Canadian citizens who are blonde hair, blue eyes. They've never seen anything outside the States or Canada or the Bahamas. And the average time is like 10 months. So, as the diversity visa winners, we have a fiscal year to stand with. So if my visa is not issued before October 1st, 2025, that's it for me. It's game over. And I, I'm prepared. I'm very well versed on this kind of topic. I've gone through Canadian immigration for years, so I know how things go. But can you shed some light? What can I do for the DS 5535? I'm born in Syria. There's nothing I can do about it.
So right now you haven't even started the process yet, right?
I submitted the DS 260 promptly and thoroughly, filled out every nook and cranny in there,
Yeah.
and it's in there. My interview is expected to be current. My case number is expected to be current in January, hopefully December.
Yeah. Right. So that should be plenty of time. And I badmouth the State Department. I badmouth USCIS a lot. But one thing they sort of do pay attention to are the diversity cases. Now, they've been sued in the past. If Donald Trump becomes president, I think you're screwed because
that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Actually, I had it down on my checklist. What are my chances if Donald Trump comes into office? What do I do then?
So, do you have a current visit visa to the United States?
I'm a Canadian citizen. I don't require one.
I mean, but okay. You said
I had one. I had one in the
B1,
past.
B2 when
expired. But then when I naturalized, I got my Canadian passport. Traveled to the US, no problems.
I would say let's talk in January if your thing becomes current. If things look bad, I mean, the trouble for diversity visa holders is really with the embassies. So if you happen to be in the United States and your number happened to become current and you decided to apply, that would be a much safer route probably.
I wanted to ask you about that too. I mean, if I'm gonna have to do that, I'll have to enter on B2, and that is a 6-month visa. I'm not sure how extendable that is. I know you can apply to extend, but I'm not sure if that's.
Yeah, but if you were in status when you applied for adjustment, that might cover it. But let's hopefully none of this stuff we have to worry about. Let's just deal with it later. It's too early to worry about this.
I really appreciate it. I got another quick question, if that's okay. Sure. Assuming I go for the LPR, I am assuming I am able to land as a permanent resident and salute the flag at the port of entry. How can I get if I want to be outside the States for the first year or year and a half, can I cross the border once every 2-3 months to maintain my LPR? Or should I get a re-entry permit?
Either one.
Would be crossing once a month for a day and then coming back to Canada because I live an hour away from the border.
Yeah, but
would that be sufficient?
You can do that for a while, maybe up to a year, but then they're going to start giving you trouble. Say, why'd you get a green card anyway?
So might as well just get the re-entry permit from the get-go and make it easy.
Yeah,
would that be a solid plan?
Yeah, that is a solid plan.
I really appreciate it. The Arab community loves you a lot, so we really appreciate what you're doing.
I appreciate it. All right. So for our next question, we're going to take it from TikTok. Hina sent it over. Let's see here. Adam Post wants to ask if an F1 student is on Obamacare, will it affect his 485? Well, it could. I haven't thought about old Obamacare in a while. We used to talk about this issue all the time when we were talking about public charges. Because when you are in the United States, you're supposed, especially when you're on an F1, you've promised the government that you're able to support yourself. I think generally it should be okay, but it might be if you have a job lined up and everything else is set as far as your finances, and it was just Obamacare, I think the likelihood of them finding public charge and keeping you from getting your green card is very, very small. All right, I'll answer one more other TikTok question because it's fast. How long does it take to get your FOIA? So Yuri's wondering, under the Freedom of Information Act, you can file a form called a G639 with USCIS. You can ask for your entire immigration file. It depends. It depends how long how thick your file is, how old your immigration history is. I think generally we're seeing about 2 to 6 months on most FOIAs. So about 2 to 6 months, sometimes faster. Sometimes they say they don't have anything. Sometimes they say they can't find anything. And so I would say 30% of the time you really have to push and maybe file twice. All right, we'll come back to TikTok in a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to talk to Jose. Hi, Jose. You're on mute, buddy. How you doing? You're on mute.
Hey, sorry. I'm doing amazing. How you doing?
I'm great, Jose. Where are you?
Uh, I'm in Buffalo right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice and sunny out here, so it's really hot over here.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Quick question. So I'm here on a visitor's visa. Well, I'm a crew member. I work on a with Carnival Cruise Line, so I go back and forth. But I have my fiance over here. We plan on getting married next year. We've been together for about 2 years. And then I've been listening to your show, and I heard you saying something about they usually, when you apply for the green card, they usually refer to your application, your visa application, see what you wrote on there.
Oh yeah.
So I've been kind of using the same DS 160 for about 8 years now, because I always I edit it and then I send it through. And then years ago, I put where they ask you, "Are you married?" I said, "I'm in a domestic partnership." Does that qualify as a valid marriage?
Well, was it true at the time? That's what it was.
Yeah, we didn't. We were just living together, sharing bills and everything. We were just living in this one household
In what country was it?
in South Africa.
So we would have to look at the visa bulletin, but I mean, you never had a ceremony. Nobody ever.
No, nothing.
Yeah,
No.
I think you're fine on that.
Oh, okay.
How are you gonna? So you said you entered on a visit visa, but are you on a crewman visa, a C visa, or a B visa?
I have the B1, B2, and then I have the C1D crew visa.
Okay, and so what's the plan as far as getting married, and what are you gonna get married, and then what?
Well, right now I'm here on B1, B2, so I'm going to go back again to the cruise while my vacation is over. And then afterward, I'll come back and we'll probably get married.
And then you're gonna go back on the cruise ship, and then she'll.
No, that would be my last time. No.
So you got to be careful about immigrant intent. Someone who comes on a C1 can't get married and apply for adjustment.
Yes.
You have to be on a visit, and you can't do it in the first 60 days.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I do know about that. And another quick question.
And remember, just real quick, you can't even decide to do it until after you're here on that trip.
After.
Okay. You make that decision outside the country.
Great. Thank you so much. Another question, quick one. So a couple of years ago, I was in England and I went to a party, right? Now, one of the girls complained sexual harassment. So all the guys at the party got arrested, including me. I wouldn't say arrested, but they just investigate and see if the accusation was true, but it wasn't true. So the case was dropped. So in this case, if I'm doing my application, do I have to say I was arrested?
Well, arrest is a real thing. So arrest is handcuffs, fingerprints, mug shots, all that stuff.
Yeah, they did all that stuff. Yeah,
that's an arrest.
But it was the same day, and then we all go released the same day.
Still an arrest.
Okay.
But now the bigger question is, did you list it as an arrest on your prior visit?
No.
So then they're going to beat you up for that. They're going to say you didn't tell us before, and now you're telling us now. That
was when I had the visa a long time ago. Before that.
So in other words, this happened after you got your visa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah. All right. So today is a day where it's Tuesday. So TikTok Tuesday, we're going to do the show on YouTube and on TikTok. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the new people. We got 92 people watching on TikTok. We have 172 people watching on YouTube. Got a lot of our friends and fans in the comments. We appreciate everybody spreading the love. A lot of our favorites I see in the comments, and I appreciate all of you guys watching. I also appreciate the new people we have on TikTok. In the TikTok comments, we're going to put the link to come over to StreamYard if you want to come on camera and ask me a question. Otherwise, I'll hop back and forth between YouTube and TikTok just for today to try to answer as many questions as possible. Jeffrey, what do you got?
Yes, how you doing? I got a crazy one with USAS. So I'm on a refile because I was denied, but now they're telling me We're waiting on just even get a work authorization, the EAD card. They said, due to workload factors not related to your case, USCIS anticipates a delay in your case. But when I talked to actually the USCIS, they're saying they're dealing with Gaza. They're dealing with Gaza, Guatemala, Israel, and everything else. So is it just a ploy just to tell me to shut up, or what do I do basically?
USCIS isn't doing shit on Gaza or Israel. They're not doing a goddamn thing on Israel or Gaza. So that's just BS. So walk me through. So are you the immigrant? Are you the petitioner?
I'm the petitioner. My wife is here in the United States, but her two girls are in Liberia.
Okay, so your spouse entered how?
Visiting America.
Okay, and then you when did she enter, and when did you file the I-130 and the 45?
Okay, for the first time, she came in 2016. We got married in 2007. In 2015, we got married in 2016. Filed in 2017. Got denied in 2020 because we pushed it because it was taking so long. And then we refiled with a new attorney.
Hold on. The denial would have a written reason for the denial. What was the written reason for the denial?
They said that they didn't feel that I proved that I was good for the Adam Walsh waiver.
So that has nothing to do with suing. That has to do with whether or not you're eligible to apply.
Right, but my Adam Walsh case was 30 some years ago, but we had plenty of therapists that said that I'm fine around people, around my wife. I'm not a threat. But then because we pushed it, they said we're just going to deny you. So I went with a new attorney named Alan Lawley, and he's won most of these cases for the refile, a lot of these cases, and he said I had a real good case. Okay. But now it's been over 27 months since she's even got an EAD card. So that's why I was just wondering, are they purposely doing this? Do I just wait it out? Because the frustration of my wife is getting very high, especially with the girls.
Have you applied for the girls?
Yes.
And what's the status of their I-130s?
Still pending. It's still, I haven't got a notice of intent to deny, but with my wife I did. And that's where we filed everything with more people that says that I'm not a problem. I guess that's the best way to put it.
So
I had more therapists that said that I'm not a threat.
So just so you know, I would not have filed the case. Like, I don't believe most Adam Walsh Act cases get overturned. Maybe this attorney has a magic wand and is able to do it. I think it's extremely hard. So for the girls, did you file for them while the first case was pending or after the second case, or what?
Both.
Okay. So did their first cases get denied?
Yes.
So when you sued for all of them, your wife and the girls?
I don't know how. I think it was just my wife. I can't remember how we sued them, but I just know that we did. We went to get them to force a decision.
But all round one cases got denied, and now everybody's round two have been pending for 27 months.
Correct.
Okay. I think, again, the chances of your wife actually getting a green card is probably 5%. And the chances of the girls getting visas are under 5%. So I understand why your wife might be frustrated, but at the same time, she's here, she has her work card. That's probably all she's ever going to get.
Oh, she doesn't have a work authorization. That's what we've been waiting 27 months for.
So in answer to your question, yes, they're sitting on all this. They don't like it. They don't like that you filed a second case. And I don't think this is going to be approved. Okay.
All right. So just basically do nothing and just wait them out.
I mean, I generally don't believe they punish people for suing, but I also think suing them is a fast forward button. In this case, is headed towards a denial, so you would be fast forwarding towards a denial.
Again, right? Okay.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, buddy. All right. That was Jeffrey. Let's see what we have from old TikTok. All right. B. Smooth Valentine. Is it normal for USCIS to schedule a second N400 interview? Ooh, that's a great question. No, B. Smooth Valentine. That's unusual. I would imagine that something came up after your first interview that they want to ask you about. If you're applying on the 3-year rule based on marriage, I would definitely think it might have something to do with that. I'd be worried about that if I got scheduled for a second N400 interview. I have a video out there, not specifically about citizenship cases, but that says nothing good ever happens at a second interview. And I think that's true. So I would be spending a lot of time trying to figure out why they've scheduled me for second interview. It's probably going to involve either prior applications, things that you put on prior applications, or criminal stuff, I would think. So I would be worried about that. All right. Kabul says, can I renew my green card? I was 5 years outside and came back 3 years ago. The lawful permanent status might have been terminated. You would need to do a Freedom of Information Act request to try to figure out whether or not your status was terminated. All right. We'll get back to TikTok in a little bit. Mira is here. Hi, Mira.
Hello. Hi. How are you, Jim?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm great. I've been waiting for this. It's a bit. I'm gonna give you a headache.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm a green card holder. My husband is U.S. citizen.
Okay.
I petitioned for my son on September 2022. At the time, he was below 21 years old. We got the approval to the I-130 last December, and we started the National Visa Center processing. And his application is currently documentarily qualified at the NVC.
How old is he?
He is now 22, so he's aged out.
How old was he when you got married?
He was above 18. He was 20 something. So my husband could not petition for him on the same application. So I got my green card and I applied the petition for him.
Perfect. Got it.
What's so special about this boy is that he is autistic and I'm his only caregiver, and he happens to have other medical conditions. He's epileptic, he's on medications. And when I'm in the US with my husband, he's with my mom, who is an old woman herself, and she's on medications herself.
Sure.
So I don't know what's the best way for him to come and join me here until his priority date is current, because it seems that the visa bulletin has severely retrogressed.
Yep.
And there's a long wait. And even if he's still in the F2A category by the time, his priority date is current, I'm not sure if at the embassy in Beirut, they're gonna calculate his CSPA based on, he's gonna still be in the F2A, or they're gonna move him to F2B, and it's gonna be even a longer wait.
Has the I-130 been approved?
Yes, in December.
How old was he when you filed?
He was 20.9, 20 years, 9 months.
Yeah, so he probably aged out. He's going to be F2B.
Yeah.
And in answer to your question, they don't care that he has autism. They don't care that your old mother's taking care of him. None of that's going to change anything. They can't give him a visa.
Okay. So if they ask him he has to go to an interview. In the interview, they're going to deny him the visa and tell him to wait until his priority date. He's still on the National Visa Center. If I log in, he's still in F22.
Yeah, that'll change later. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to schedule him for an interview until there's a visa available for him. So you don't have to worry about that.
For the F2B. So he's definitely going to wait like another 6-7 years.
That's right.
What's the best way to bring him? Is there any other option? Can I apply for a visit visa for him?
They won't give him a visit visa because he's already demonstrated immigrant intent because you filed an I-130 for him.
Would humanitarian parole be an option?
No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to have to stay in Beirut for another 6-7 years, and I'm scared of jeopardizing my green card by going and coming back and forth all the time.
Well, you can get a reentry permit, so you can stay out for a full 2 years. But you might be better off. You might be better off setting yourself up for citizenship. How long till you can apply for citizenship?
Next November 2025. If I haven't finished 18 months. I have only 7 or 8 months of physical stay with my
So
husband. I've been coming back
I
and
would
forth.
I would focus on boosting that.
Okay. What happens if I naturalize? Would he move to an F1 category? Will it's going to be a longer
He
way?
could, but you could ask them to just treat you as F2B.
It's an option.
It is an option. Yep.
Oh, okay. And if he comes here, what if I applied for a humanitarian parole and miraculously they approve it and he's here?
So go ahead.
Will we be able to adjust his status when he comes here?
I don't think they're going to give him humanitarian parole. I'm not a big believer in humanitarian parole. I don't think this is a realistic option. He'd be out of status most likely at the time, and then he wouldn't be able to adjust because he's not an immediate relative.
So we'll have to go back to Beirut and just wait, even if.
Yeah, and if he's been here a long time with no status, he might have a bar. So I don't think that's a good plan.
Oh, not a good plan. And okay, because my lawyer is advising for humanitarian parole. According to her, this is the only option we have, and I'm a bit skeptic about it because if he comes here with no status, I mean, what's the point? I need medical insurance. Even if I want to enroll him in something that, services for autism, I won't be able to do that.
I believe you're correct.
Okay.
I correct you. I believe you're correct.
Okay, so what's the point of bringing him and leaving him at home just for me? I mean, it'll be selfish of me just because of to be with my husband and have my son. He's in Beirut. He's having services, medical treatments, and everything. So all I need to do is
I'm sorry things suck so bad.
The only good thing about things is that I don't need a re-entry permit because I'm a staff member at the American University of Beirut.
Yeah.
And according, there is an act or a bill that covers for our absence from the U.S. as long as we are working in this American institution. Make sure
somebody tells you that in writing.
I have it from my HR.
Okay. All right, great. Thanks, Mira. Good luck.
Jim, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Of course. Bye-bye. Yeah, Yu's asking why can't the citizen stepdad file for him because they got married after the boy was 18. That the young man was 18, so that's why that wouldn't work. All right. Let's go to Kaiser. Hello, Kaiser.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I know you like to see people lying in the bed, but can I go out of camera?
Yes. That's right. It's just good to know that you're laying in bed. That's good enough for me.
Okay. I have a question. We did our interview last Tuesday, so it's like 1 week now.
Oh, how did it go?
And here at Chicago Field Office.
How was it?
That's the point, because he was too easy and the officer was very, 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 very nice. So I'm even scared because no, I'm serious. He was very nice. He asked us, you can use your phone if you want to talk to your lawyer. Just tell me, I will go outside and leave you guys alone.
Wow.
And he didn't ask any question. For the marriage, he only asked my spouse, would you like to sponsor him? He then say yes. And we go for the yes or no question for the green cards. But even we start that, he tell us, okay, guys, I'm sorry. I have a good news and bad news. The lawyer tell him to start with the bad news. He said the bad news is he didn't receive our files from the National Benefit Center.
Yep.
Yeah, but he says since we filed electronically, they wanted first to cancel it and reschedule again, but he said no, he will just let us come and do the interview and wait until they send him the file. So I'm wondering if is this something that happen often? What do you think? Or
well, usually when they say they don't have the file, I don't believe them.
Yeah.
Usually I don't think that's true. Walk me through your immigration history, if you could.
Yeah, I came here like 7 years ago. I have an asylum case pending, and then I meet my spouse. We get married, and then we file for the green card application. So
Did they ever?
I get my asylum interview in January this year, so it's like 4 months, and then we get the interview for the marriage green card last Tuesday.
Was your interview at the Chicago Asylum Office?
Yes.
And did that case ever get decided, or that's still pending?
No, it's still pending.
So that's probably where your file is and why he didn't have it. So that I was tending to believe him anyway, but now I really believe him. So did you have any answers on your 485 that had you worried, like any yes answers that made you think you might not be able to get a green card?
No. When the lawyer, my lawyer said the file at the beginning, there is just 2 questions. First, they ask me if I have never been denied for a visa application. I think he put no, and he was yes, because like 20 years ago, I applied for a student visa. I've been denied, so we made that correction. And also, have you been working without authorization in the United States? We say yes. So that was the only 2 correction we made at the interview.
So even though he didn't have the 45, you were able to make corrections.
Yeah, he did that on his computer, and then he give us a screen. He asked to read, we read, and he asked me to sign. I sign on the screen.
That's great. Okay, so that makes me feel good. What country are you from?
I'm from Niger.
Were you ever married before?
No, I know you will ask all those questions. No, everything is good.
How about your spouse? Were they married before?
No, never.
Okay. I feel good about your situation. I think we're good. I think I believe,
because he say he happens sometimes. So he say he usually is expecting to get the file in like 2 to 3 weeks. So I don't know. That's why I'm asking to see if it's something you ever heard like that or no.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's messy. He might want to look at the asylum file. You know, he might want to see if there's anything in there that wasn't true. I mean, you gave me a good topic for TikTok tomorrow. I just wrote down, if the officer is real nice, it's because it's either
he is. That's why I'm scared, because he is like my grandpa. You know how grandpa play with his grandson. So he's like, he was too nice. I swear God, he was very, very, and the interview lasts like 10-15 minutes.
So
he was very nice.
If the officer is super nice, the case is either really, really easy to approve or really, really easy to deny, right? So
yeah, and he said I'm the first one case he get from my country.
Oh,
he never get no one from my country. I'm the only one. I say, yeah, he said he used to have from Nigeria a lot. He said he was very nice. He said everything looks not good for him. So
yeah, I think you're in good shape. And you know, this is the kind of case with the asylum pending, and it's weird. I haven't heard. I mean, I haven't heard of many asylum interviews lately out of the Chicago field office at all. So, but it is strange that you had an asylum interview in January and a green card interview in May. I haven't heard I haven't heard of that in a long time.
But, and we even talk about the asylum. I told him we have asylum. He said yes, he know those things. It will take forever. So he tried to explain me. If he grants me for the 2 years green card, I have to file a 751, not to renew, because he said people do the mistake. They try to renew. He says, not renew, my son, don't renew it. File a 7. He tried to explain to me. So that's why I'm saying he's very nice. I'm even scared for him to be nice like that.
Well, we have one officer. I've had one officer in Chicago who's really nice. I've had another one in St. Louis who's really nice. Sometimes they're just nice people.
Okay, I hope so.
Let us know. Thanks, guys.
I will. Thank you so much.
Bye, buddy. Yeah, we haven't had too many callers from Niger here, but that's sort of how it should be, right? So let's get back to TikTok and see if we can answer some questions. TikTok is a little behind. We had 242 people watching on YouTube and 120 on TikTok. All right. Rahul says, if my I-751 was denied without a notice of intent to deny, and my I-360 is still pending, what are my approvals? I think it means what are my options? And I would say I would want to take a look at that 751, Rahul, and see if there's a way we can appeal it, see why it was denied. The rules say they're supposed to issue you a notice of intent to deny before they deny it. So go ahead and if you want to send it over, we can take a look at it and try to figure out what's going on. All right. Next question from Nassam. Can trans people sponsor their spouse? yes, trans people can sponsor their spouse. Maybe not if Donald Trump becomes president, maybe not if Congress tries to pass another version of the Defense of Marriage Act, so marriage is only between a man and a woman. I could see them trying to run that stuff through Congress again or through the state legislatures, and then the Supreme Court would then uphold laws that would prevent same-sex couples or trans couples or anything like that from being able to get an immigration benefit. Here's another one from TikTok. Kamal, I'm married to a U.S. citizen and applied for a green card through her. They sent me a notice of intent to deny. What are the options? Well, it depends on what the notice of intent to deny says. Sometimes it says you just didn't give us enough marital evidence. Sometimes it says your spouse is a child molester and you can't get a visa because of the Adam Walsh Act. You never know. So notice of intent to deny could cover lots of things. We always like to look at notices of intent to deny if people want to send it over to us. You can email that info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. All right. I'll do one more TikTok question because this is a good one and it's something that we talk about a lot on the show. If someone was denied their visa due to a false marriage, can they still get an immigration benefit? Most likely, no. Most likely, no. There are certain things that are sort of unforgivable sins at immigration. One is voting if you're not a U.S. citizen. Another is filing a frivolous or false asylum claim. And the third one is a fake marriage. So those are sort of the three big ones. All right. Let's go to Samuel. Hello, Samuel. You're on mute. Hello, Samuel. You're on mute. All right. I think Samuel fell asleep. All right. Let's go to A. Hello, A.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I had a quick question. This may be a dumb question. So me and my husband are doing we filed our I-130. I'm from Canada. He lives in the States. I'm a Canadian citizen. We've been together long distance for 8-9 years. Now, we're starting to think, because we've always done long distance, like maybe we should have, I should have came to the, States, waited, and then done an AOS instead, because Montreal is going to take quite some time at this point.
That's right.
So given that it's already on track for consular processing, is there any way like that a case can turn from consular processing into an adjustment of status case, or is it just like, no, we already chose the route, so it's kind of like we're stuck in this position?
It's much easier to do this than the opposite. If you send a case on track for Montreal, I'm sorry, if you send a case for adjustment and then you want it to go to Montreal, that's much harder. But in answer to your question, if somebody has a pending I-130 application and it's pointed to an overseas consulate and that person happens to come to the United States for a visit and after 60 days decides to, instead of consular processing through Montreal, but instead decides to apply for adjustment of status, what they would do is they would take their I-130 receipt notice, write a letter to USCIS and say, hey, my I-130 was filed for consular processing in Canada, but now I'm in the United States and we've decided to file for adjustment of status because of the long delays I just decided this and I don't want to go back to Canada. So we've decided to file for adjustment and then file the 45, the 765, the 131, the I-64, and the I-693, the medical exam.
Okay. But wouldn't that, because obviously if I were to enter this, like as of right now, my whole thing is I don't want to do anything incorrectly, but it seems like the correct way is always the longer way. So like, how would I even be granted entry if, like, once I give them my passport and I say I'm coming to visit, like, if I say I'm coming to visit my husband, which is the truth, they're going to be like, oh, most likely not let me in because they're going to they'll make the assumption that I would want to stay.
They might. That's possible. But the good thing is if you do it at Pearson, you're still in Canada. It's not that big a deal. It's not like you're flying all the way from South Africa. But yeah, that's true. But as long as you're honest when you come across and as long as you don't have that immigrant intent until you get here and you decide 60, 70, 80 days later to do it, I've handled this case many, many times.
Okay. I'm in the Vancouver region, so I'd be flying at a YVR, but
That's
I don't know. Something tells me that
yeah.
wouldn't really let me in had I attempted to, because we're actually going on a trip to Mexico, and we spoke to our lawyer that was handling our case, and I was looking at flights, and then I was scared to get a flight that had a layover in the States, just because I didn't want them to think I was trying to do anything funny with that. And then she did say that the CBP officer would probably give me a lot of trouble, so to just get a direct flight instead. So I don't know.
I understand, and I'm on board with whatever makes you comfortable.
Okay, but it's not impossible to do AOS.
As I've said, I've handled probably 100 of those cases.
Okay, sounds good. That was my question. Thank you so much.
Cool. Good luck.
Bye.
Thanks, All right. Let's go to Gregory. Hi, Gregory.
Hi, Jim. Thank you very much for accepting me.
Sure. How you doing?
Yes, I'm great. I'm actually talking to you from Guyana. My wife, she's a LPR resident, and she filed for me in October of 2021.
Okay.
Currently, my priority date is current in the F2A. And as I said, I'm from Guyana. Can you say when can I expect expect an interview?
What's your? Hold on, I'm going to pull this up real quick.
Yes.
Visa bulletin in June 2024.
Yes. And my priority date is October 2021.
Say it one more. The audio broke up a little. When's your priority date?
29th of October 2021.
Okay.
So I'm current right now.
You're current for final action date?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So Guyana is a great embassy. We really like Guyana. Things move pretty quickly there. How long ago did you get documented and qualified?
I was I think July of 2023.
Oh wow, so it's been a while.
Yes. Yeah.
And when did your priority date become current?
Priority became current in June visa bulletin.
Oh, so
in
just
its current visa bulletin. Yes.
Yeah. So I would say you're still probably 3 months away, maybe 4 months away, something like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
The good thing is it's not a terribly busy consulate.
Yeah. I think they process application from Cuba also, so maybe we got an influx.
They do.
Guyana, Cuba.
But that's not a ton.
Okay, great. One more question.
Sure.
So my wife is eligible for her citizenship. Actually, she have a date for her interview for N400. I think it's in July.
Okay.
When she get through, because I'm optimistic, she's gonna get through. Where does she have to update? Or update her naturalization towards my case? Where does she
NVCCAC.
NVCCAC.
Yep.
Okay.
So
once she
and she's only applying for you. She's not applying for a kid of yours, right?
No. Me.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Our son is up there also. He's when he went with her. When she got to through her mother.
Yeah.
And he went with her at the time. Okay. He was below 8 years of age.
Okay, so have you applied for him? Has she applied for him?
No, he's currently with her.
He's with her, right? But
yes, in the U.S.
He has a green card.
Yes, he does.
Okay. All right, great.
He does have a green card.
Okay.
Okay, Jim. One more small question before I go. In my DS-260, I made an error with a year. Is that an issue?
Probably not.
Probably not.
What was the year? What was the year? Like travel or something?
No, they actually they asked me if I ever applied for a visa or was I refused one. I did answer yes, but I said I applied for B1 B2. It was in the year of 2017 and I got 2018.
They have their own records. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Okay, Jim. Great.
Bye, Gregory.
That's
Good luck.
all. Thanks a lot.
Yep. See you, man. All right. Good news from Gregory. All right. We got a couple more TikTok questions. What is the processing time for N400 application if they're reusing biometrics at the National Benefits Center, the NBC? What is the processing time? It depends where you live. It depends on how busy your field office is. So places like Seattle, it can be up to a year or more. Other smaller places, it can be, 5-6 months. They're trying to naturalize as many people as possible. Aiden says, I have an I-130 for my wife 7 months ago. I'm planning to do I-129F as well. That's the K3. I think that's a waste of time. A lot of people on the internet say that's a good idea. I think that's a waste of time. I wouldn't do that. All right. I got my green card through self-petition W1. I don't know what a W1 is. I want to petition my son. What form should I file? Probably a 485, or probably I don't know. I'd have to, probably an I-130. I'm not familiar with a W1, so I don't know what that is about. All right. I think Matt and Priscilla are in the area. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in Missouri, I believe. I don't know. Let's say hi to Samantha. Hello, Samantha.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Can I get off camera, please, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I did it. Yep.
All right, thank you. So I'm calling about my older brother. His case is sort of
Your audio shorted out for a minute. His case is sort of.
I'm sorry, I got a call. He got married to a United States citizen, and the citizen is a member of the military in active service.
Okay.
And the citizen had filed the I-130 and the I-485 sometime in December. He came into the country on the B1, B2 visa in 2016, and he came in 2016 April. They got married in September of the same year. But when they filed the first concurrent filing, the USCIS sent them an RFE, which they never got. And so they denied the case because of abandonment. Now they filed again sometime in 2020 September, and they had called them for an interview. Now she'd been deployed about 2-3 times to 3 different countries, and they had to reschedule the interview twice. But on the third time, they had the interview without her being there with my brother. And he was told everything was okay and that they were going to send them an RFE for some documentation. Now, this so-called RFE came, it was responded to, and they had now scheduled an interview last year, April.
A second interview?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So technically, it's not even the second interview because the first one she was deployed, but it was during COVID, so had to be rescheduled. The second time they said they wouldn't interview him without her being there, so it was rescheduled again. So it's 4 interviews. He's gone there 3 times, and 2 have been rescheduled. So the last one was last year, April, and he went over there for the interview. And when he got there, basically it wasn't even an interview. It was some sort of badgering, verbally abusive and humiliating interview where he was told that because he is African, to be precise, Nigerian, that his divorce decree is invalid, which is fake, and he is living with his ex-wife in a different state, and basically his marriage is a farce.
Wow.
So he got annoyed. Both of them did get annoyed, and the annoyed was responded to in a timely manner. They claimed the annoyed was not responded to in a timely manner, and they went ahead to deny the case on the 19th of April. Now, my brother's wife never got the denial notice in the mail as at this weekend until she had to make a call to the USCIS because we were discussing it, and I kind of insisted on her making a call to them, and then they emailed it to her. And as of yesterday, they had to send over a motion to reconsider. And this is on the grounds of so many inconsistencies in the story. Inconsistencies resulting from so-called visits to an address, which was their old address at the time. And they were not there at the time, even though a change of address had been submitted, and several claims that were just false. So because I sort of have a background legally, I helped with the motion to reconsider, because if there are so many inconsistencies in their story, then I don't know why they should be making a denial on speculation.
When you keep saying inconsistencies in their story, you mean inconsistencies in USCIS's?
Yes, inconsistencies in their NOID.
Yep. In their denial.
And
They issued denials, right?
Yes. First of all, just because someone is Nigerian doesn't mean you should profile all of us as the same. You should do your due.
Of course, that's true, but that's also not a winning argument.
Yes, but no, that's not even my argument. You should do your due diligence by going on the portal of the Lagos State Judiciary to put in the suit number of a divorce and see whether it's there and when it was filed. If this person came in.
Hold on. Do you understand that there is a huge problem with Nigerian divorce decrees?
Oh, yes, I do.
So was your brother present when the divorce was entered?
He was there for the first hearing.
Right.
In 2014. Yes. Yes, he was. And he's not the petitioner.
He received the judgment of divorce from the judge himself.
Yes. He did not. He was not at the absolute, which was the last hearing.
Right. He was the whole thing. The decree absolute is the whole thing.
Yes. So his ex-wife was the petitioner for the divorce. He was there from the beginning, and this was 2014. Mm-hmm. He had not had any reason to be an immigrant at that point. So,
but that doesn't make the divorce valid. All of the energy that you've poured into this, all the inconsistencies in their denials, none of it matters if he wasn't legally divorced from the Nigerian wife.
But he is legally divorced from her.
I doubt it.
Why do you doubt it?
Have you hired? Because I've seen this. We talk about this on the show all the time. We've seen this many times. I'm not saying for sure, but if he wasn't there when the divorce was finalized, when the decree absolute was issued, most likely there's these people in Nigeria making fake divorce decrees. Most likely it's fake.
Oh, he was in Nigeria, but he wasn't at the proceedings.
Yeah,
because they were having a lot of.
So have you if I had been his lawyer when you received the notice of intent to deny, mm-hmm. I would have told him to hire a lawyer in Nigeria who was not involved in his divorce, mm-hmm. so an independent person, to go down to the courthouse and verify if the divorce is real. That's the only way we have been able to overcome.
So we've done that.
Okay, and what did you come up with?
So we've done that, and the court, the Lagos State High Court and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs wrote back to the USCIS and told them that at the time of filing, which they normally do to authenticate divorces, the divorces have a suit number that they're meant to put on the portal in Nigeria. And if that suit number had been valid since 2016, because most of the buildings had burnt down and it's not possible to get the actual filings, but most of them have been put into the system. They said USCIS never contacted them, which they do for every other case to validate its authenticity. But that even if they didn't contact them, that they could have gone online and put the suit number and seen the whole case, like word for word. The notes are there online.
Okay, good. So you feel confident that the divorce issue is not bad for your brother?
No, because another thing is this: my brother's ex-wife they have a teenage daughter together. She has custody of the daughter, and she went ahead and filed a SIJ and did a custody in the United States against him, mm-hmm. without his knowledge.
Okay.
So if they're supposedly together, she wouldn't be trying to badger his personality and his character.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, because again, they're Nigerian. The Nigerians can do anything.
Well, yeah. So, but let's talk about the other issue that you raised, and that is, well, So first of all, talk to me about the military lady. How's she holding up with all this? What does she say? What does she say about this claim that he had some other secret girlfriend?
So first of all, she's at the time they started talking, he was always open about the divorce with her. So she knew everything that was going on before he came over here to visit, and she asked him to stay for them to get married.
Okay.
Because he had been coming here for years and leaving, which sort of establishes ties to home and not and rebuts the immigrant intent to stay.
Okay.
So when they started talking, because they met in 2015, USCIS's argument is that they met during his short trip for vacation, and that the sequence of events, the rapid sequence of events, and the fact that he moved to a different state to work while she was deployed, and the fact that his ex-wife lives in the same state brings to question the bona fide marriage, and that the marriage was not entered into to circumvent immigration laws.
Mm-hmm.
But also, according to CFR, there's a clause that states that marriages can be bona fide, and I think there's Bark versus INS, and there's also the CFR that says there's something like involuntary separation, and the two grounds for that, number one is active military service, and number two, employment, relocation as a result of employment.
Right.
So who is the USCIS? This is my question. To question someone's bona fide marriage relationship.
That's their job. Let me ask you this. I asked you a different question.
Mm-hmm.
And what I said was, what I wanted to know was how is the U.S. citizen holding up?
So the U.S. citizen has no issues with this, but she's frustrated because when she gets deployed, her plan was for my brother to sort of travel with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's causing some strain in their relationship, as it should.
I'm sure.
So at this point, as of when the denial came, if I'm keeping it real with you, she's talking about withdrawing the petition, and she's saying she doesn't like the attention,
which
is
she
why doesn't know if she wants to continue with the marriage.
Which is why they're doing all this stuff, because they know if they drag it out, the marriage is going to experience hardship, and then they can get this Nigerian guy kicked out of the United States.
So my other question is this. If I'm keeping it 100.
Yes, 100.
She has engaged in some sort of extramarital relationship.
Wait, and now you're going to tell me she's abusive too?
No, not abusive. She is not abusive.
Okay.
Not.
Okay.
When she was deployed, she engaged in some sort of extramarital affair with another woman, not even a man.
Okay.
And the person has been sort of texting for almost like a year, like trying to rat them out so they can have their relationship, quote unquote. And my brother has someone that is interested in him. He is not interested in, because he's trying to pursue the marriage, so-called marriage with the lady, and because the USCIS is questioning it, and they're at a point now where both of them, that's the wife and the husband, because of all the strain, are tired of said relationship, and she wants to withdraw the petition, and he is considering this other United States citizen. What do you advise?
Okay. Well, there's a lot to unpack here, right? Samantha, you're throwing a lot at. Okay. Number one, before I forget, the person that your sister-in-law, your brother's wife cheated with, that person is probably bad-mouthing your brother to USCIS, right?
I kind of told him that.
They're probably feeding a lot of this negative stuff to them. Number two, it's hard for me to answer all this without seeing the denial, but I think the chances of this I-290B that you filed getting approved, I think the chances of your brother getting a green card based on this marriage are maybe 10%. I think the blood's in the water, and they're just going to play it out and wait for the divorce. And then if brother then marries wife number 3 and applies a whole new term, I think the chances of that getting approved are also about 10%, even if it's the most legitimate marriage of all time.
Okay, I have a question though. So, in the NOID, if all the things they stated can be rebutted because there are facts to prove that everything that they've stated to frustrate my brother and his wife were not as they said, those are lies and errors.
Well, but it doesn't matter. They have the keys to the kingdom. It's their decision. It's you can be mad. I have the sense that you're mad, and that obviously you've done a lot of work on your brother's behalf, and I appreciate that. I understand the frustration, but they have the keys to the kingdom, and they're not going to give your brother a green card. They're just not going to do it.
Okay, but again, what I've heard from your show, because I watch you a lot, is if they've made mistakes.
Yeah, you can hit them over the head with it. Yeah. You can hit them over the head with it. And a friend of ours just litigated the shit out of this in federal court. I mean, it sounds like wife's heart isn't in it anymore. Sounds like wife's going to pull the plug. So this thing is done. Really,
which is why.
But there might be some value in you having challenged the denial, and I'll tell you why. Because if you hadn't, then all these alleged lies and things that your brother, the bad behavior of your brother, becomes the history of the case, right? So yes. at least now you fought back. Maybe there's a chance to do it with spouse number 3, but like I said, I think they're going to have their knives out, and they're just going to wait it out. It's going to, it's not going to be anytime soon that your brother gets a green card,
which is fine. But my real question from all this, like you said, is, like litigate the shit out of them and prove that their claim has no basis.
But you can't litigate it if wife is going to pull the plug. That shit's over.
No, she hasn't yet, though.
You said her heart's not in it anymore. Eventually, she's going to give up, dude.
So this is my question, right? If she gives up, what they're trying to do is, at this point, the motion to reconsider based on the fact. I don't even have to tell you what reconsideration is.
Yeah,
the facts are wrong, basically. Yeah. So you have to reopen.
But as soon as she's out, the case is over.
Yes, which is the point of that is the claims have been rebutted. You cannot say that the divorce was not authentic or that
it's your burden. It's not their burden. It's your burden.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like if we put that back to them, I'm asking you a question now.
Okay.
If we put that back to them and the divorce turns out to be authentic and the claims turn out to be not valid because they were not presented as concrete or ironclad, and at the end of the denial letter, they wrote themselves that this does not stop this petitioner from future filings or anything, and those claims are baseless because of all this. Can this person marry another person legitimately and file, and it may be a process, but get a green card?
I said 10% chance.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go, Samantha. We're over time.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for the call. All right, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. 3:30 live. I'll be coming to you from location, and then tomorrow at 3:30. Thursday and Friday we might not have shows. I'm traveling. We're going to Ann Arbor to check out, actually to Dearborn, Michigan, to check out our new Michigan office. So I'll be up. Yeah, we did end strong all in. Thank you. We'll be up in Michigan scouting office locations Thursday and Friday. So everybody, thank you on TikTok. We'll be back. They're asking for the 4:00 shows. Tomorrow's 3:30, so that's pretty good, huh? I got shit to do. I can't be doing it at 4:00 every day. Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the show. Always new things to learn. I learned what a W1 was. I'm going to have to go research that and figure it out. I hope you all have a great night. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on TikTok. We'll be back. If you like this, send us an email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Yeah, Hina likes the early show. Sorry, Hina. I'll try to do an early show. Maybe I had to move Thursday, so we'll see. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. All right, we'll stop over here and there. Hit our music over here. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in the state. Wait a minute. Hold on. We didn't end the show. What the heck? I think you guys were here. Where are you? Turn the mic on. Where are
Hey,
you?
we're in East St. Louis. We drove down Manchester. There was nowhere to park the big rig. I got lucky to find a place to turn around.
It's two narrow little lanes.
It's a beautiful area. What a beautiful area.
We'll have to figure out how to get you over here next time, okay?
Yeah, we're going to come up in the Jeep when we take, I'm from Michigan. We're going to take a trip to Michigan, and we said on the way there, we're going to stop in St. Louis to hopefully say thank you to everybody.
That'd be great, because you live in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Sorry I missed you.
Oh, it's okay. God bless you, Jim.
All right, bye, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, see ya.
Bye.